Have you ever come across a word in another language that perfectly captures a feeling you've experienced, but never had the words for? That's exactly the case with gigil. Recently, this Filipino word has been creeping its way into English conversations, internet memes, and even some dictionaries. It's short, fun to say, and most importantly, it expresses an emotion that English never really had a neat word for. But what does gigil actually mean? Why are people calling it a new English word? And why has it gained so much attention outside the Philippines? Today, let's dive into the story of gigil, its meaning, cultural roots, and how it found a place in global vocabulary. Right here, on History of Simple Things. Gigil is a Tagalog word, part of the Filipino language. At its simplest, gigil refers to the overwhelming feeling you get when something is so cute, adorable, or even frustrating that you just can't resist the urge to squeeze, pinch, or clench your fists. Think about seeing a chubby baby's cheeks and wanting to pinch them, or hugging your pet so tightly because they're just too adorable. That physical, almost uncontrollable reaction. That's gigil. But gigil isn't always about cuteness. It can also show up in moments of frustration, like when you're watching a movie character make a terrible decision and you feel like pulling your hair out, or when your sibling annoys you so much that you want to shake them. It's not pure anger. It's more of a bubbling, intense emotion that has to come out in some way. That's why gigil is such a versatile word. It captures both delight and irritation, depending on the situation. English is a rich language, but sometimes it falls short when it comes to describing very specific feelings. We have cute aggression to describe the urge to squeeze something adorable, but that term feels clinical, almost like a scientific label. Gigil, on the other hand, is short, snappy, and packed with personality. It sounds like the emotion it describes, quick, bursting, and a little playful. That's why English speakers have started adopting gigil. In conversations, it slips in more naturally than saying, "I'm experiencing cute aggression right now." The word doesn't just label the feeling, it embodies it. And as cultures around the world mix more through the internet, travel, and social media, borrowing words like this has become a way for English to evolve and become even more expressive. To really understand why gigil resonates so deeply, you need to see how it's used in Filipino culture. In the Philippines, gigil is such a common everyday expression that it pops up in countless conversations. Parents will say it when they see their kids do something adorable. Friends use it to describe their excitement when they finally reunite after a long time. Even in moments of frustration, like being stuck in traffic or dealing with stubborn technology, Filipinos might mutter, "Nakakagigil," which roughly means, "This is making me so exasperated." What's fascinating is that in Filipino culture, emotions are often expressed openly, with words and gestures that are full of warmth and intensity. Gigil fits perfectly into that context. It's not just a word, but a way of sharing raw, unfiltered emotion. It's part of why the word feels so alive and why people outside the Philippines find it intriguing and relatable. So how did gigil make the jump from Tagalog to English? Like many cultural borrowings, it started with the diaspora. Millions of Filipinos live and work abroad, bringing their language and expressions with them. Over time, gigil started appearing in online communities, in casual conversations, and eventually in mainstream media. Social media has been a huge part of this process. Platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter are filled with posts where people use gigil to describe their feelings, especially when sharing photos of pets, babies, or even celebrity crushes. Memes help spread it even further because the word fits so well into reaction-based humor. And once non-Filipinos started picking it up and using it, Gigil transformed from being just a Filipino term to a global internet expression. Some dictionaries have even started recognizing Gigil as part of English vocabulary. It's still labeled as loanword or borrowed from Tagalog, but that's how many English words began. Think of words like karaoke from Japanese, cafe from French, or bungalow from Hindi. Gigil may be on the same path, starting as a borrowed word, but eventually feeling like it naturally belongs in English. The big question is, will Gigil eventually settle into English permanently, like karaoke or typhoon? Language purists might argue that it's just a temporary trend, but history suggests otherwise. When a word fills a gap that no other word can, it tends to stick around. And Gigil does exactly that. It names a feeling we all know but never had a simple English word for. If you think about it, borrowing words is nothing new. English has borrowed thousands of words over centuries, and that's part of what makes it so flexible and expressive today. Gigil is just the latest addition to that long tradition. Whether it remains a trendy internet expression or cements itself as part of mainstream vocabulary will depend on how much people continue to use it naturally in daily life. So what does Gigil mean? It's that irresistible urge to squeeze, pinch or clench your fists when emotions overflow, whether from cuteness, excitement, or frustration. It's a Filipino word that has captured the hearts of English speakers because it says so much in just 2 syllables. The next time you see a puppy with big round eyes or a baby doing something adorable and you feel like you just can't contain yourself, remember you're experiencing Gigil. And now, thanks to this word, you can actually name that feeling. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.